this is Tracy with Watch Kansas, and on our second episode of Talking with Tracy with the Lansing Ladies for School Board, we're going to discuss our favorite teachers. I know a lot of times when we discuss other issues regarding schools and such, sometimes the teachers think that we're on them, and we are not. Most of us have a lot of close friends, family members and such that are teachers, and they're absolutely amazing, and a lot of the information we get and a lot of the points we take are because we're taking on the teacher points when they don't have a voice because they like their jobs. They like to stay employed. Yeah. April, Mary, and Amy are going to discuss their favorite teachers.
I was confused for a second.
Hey, too many A's.
So we're going to discuss our favorite teachers.
Okay.
April, do you want to start off? Who was your favorite
Sure,
teacher?
sure. Oh, well, you know, I have to say, so I do have some educators in my family. And I was an educator whenever I worked for the federal government, you know, teaching staff and some of our clientele, so to speak. I have a cousin who is a teacher in Japan. He's been there for 30 years, and I have a cousin who's a college professor. So I'm familiar with that. But I will tell you, teachers make such a huge impact in our lives.
They really do.
Like my first, yes they do.
They
My
really
first grade
do.
teacher, Mr. Pritchett, and he was outstanding. And what I remembered about him, he was always so happy. And I remember when we had recess, he always got in there and played kickball with us. And that, for whatever reason, that impacted me. Maybe it's because of my younger years, I was an athlete, but not so much now, I'm getting older. But I also had, when we moved from the Midwest, we moved to Yucaipa, California, and for the life of me, I cannot remember his name, but I had an AP history teacher, and I loved him. And I remember everything that he did, like we would sing like the stories, and he would have us, we would have to do skits of historical things. I love history. And then when he would actually teach about the Constitution, he just animated everything. And for me, maybe that's my learning style, but that impacted me. And I think we need to praise teachers a little bit more. Our parents are the first teachers. First teachers that we have. Yeah. So that's why we shouldn't be silencing the voice of parents or even grandparents, because they're the first ones that teach us how to use the potty, teach us how to, you know what I mean? So
I think you just did that.
Yes, yeah, but everyone can relate
Oh my gosh,
to that, you know. So I would say those would be the greatest teachers, other than my mom. My mom was the greatest teacher.
Yeah.
So.
And that is so true.
Yeah.
I come from a family of 8, and so of course, you know, mother was a great teacher.
Yeah.
She was a teacher, a nurse, the cook, you name it, she did it. Actually, my first grade was a wonderful experience. So I did not attend Sally's All at the time. There was a little 2-room schoolhouse. So I am really dating myself here a little bit. And I don't know if people in the community know, but we had a little schoolhouse, that 9-mile schoolhouse, and there were 2 sisters that taught 1st through 4th grade, and then 5th through 8th grade in the other room. So it was a wonderful experience, and they just did it all. So, and it was small. There probably were 6 students in the 1st grade role, and anyhow, we just did it, and so we had that one-on-one time with the teacher. It was wonderful, and we had the theatrical, we did our little plays, we did our musicals. So I have to say that I had a really wonderful experience going through the Lansing school system. Of course, there were always those teachers that were a little tougher than others, but that was good. There were some classes where we needed a little more discipline. But anyhow, it was a good experience. And that's what I really want to see continue to go on in our system. Because we have great teachers, we really do. And now I have to say I'm saddened just a little bit because we lost 3 or 4 good teachers that left our community, and due to some issues that are going on through the Lansing school system. And so I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to continue. So let's get it back to where it needs to belong. Let's keep our good teachers. Let's pay them what they need to be paid. And let's take care of them so that they want to stay in the Lansing school system. Because growing up here and the folks coming into the community, Lansing was the place that you wanted to come. When you moved in, you wanted to get in the Lansing community so that your kids could go through the Lansing school system. So let's keep it that way.
Yeah.
So I had lots of great teachers and really good experiences.
Awesome. Amy?
Mine was probably my first grade teacher. I remember Mrs. Sanker, and I think because you're at such an impressionable age, and you know, they had that warm, loving classroom, and we got to go to her farm for the field trip in the fall, and that type of thing just, you know, kind of stuck in your mind. But with my kids, they changed schools several times throughout their years, and so the teachers that they had, there was different ones that, you know, with different experiences, but the last one that I can think of was one with my daughter when she changed schools, was very upset. I think it was 2nd or 3rd grade, and that teacher had a phone in her room, and she was also a military wife that was working there as a teacher, but she let her call every single day as often as she wanted for like the first 2 weeks of school, because she was so upset. It was her first military transfer, you know, PCS change.
Yeah.
And she let her do that. I remember she told me a story because she said, oh, well, I know what it's like, because when my son's first day here, I took him to school, I'll never forget this, and I came to my first day at her school where she was teaching, and then they called, and they said that her son wasn't there, so it was complete panic. He didn't want to go to school either, so he walked home.
And that happened in our family too.
Yeah.
My sister. I mean,
But it's
she was
really
out the door.
hard, you know, it's really hard on military kids. And we have a military community here,
that's true.
and with the college on the post, and kids coming in for a year at a time, and those teachers always held a special place in my heart that made that extra effort.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of them do that, so those stick in my mind fresher, maybe because I'm so old, than when I was back in school.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting too is it seems to me that, you know, even like the little ones, the littles, even us, like when we start something new, everyone just wants to feel that comfort and to be accepted. And I think that we can really promote that, you know, if we are all elected, because we've all have different areas of life, and bringing that all to the table. But I know you have a huge heart, Amy, and Mary, I know you have a huge heart. Tracy, I know you do too. But we've got to quit demonizing everyone in the community. We
Just
really,
if they don't agree with you, it's
Right,
not a reason
right.
to bully them.
right, and but the teachers in our family, they're the biggest impact in our lives. And if we could focus on that part of the community and really kind of pull together, I think we could get it together again.
Yeah.
I do too. I think, you know, there's a lot to look forward to.
Come here, baby. So you wanna come? She on the sofa?
Sweetie, you want to be a part of the video? We're animal lovers too.
Oh, yes.
He's
And that's Harper Jane.
Yeah.
Not the
So-
first, Harper's not the first video. I've got a Rottweiler named Roxy, and she's
Yeah.
been in a few videos. She's wandered in to visit.
Yeah.
It's
Come on, baby. Yeah.
Which office are you running for? Last pet.
The school board mascot.
But as far as that too, that kind of touches on bullying too, the way we treat each other.
Yeah.
Everybody, we need to set examples for the children. And I
Yes.
think
Yeah.
unfortunately, in this race, we haven't seen very good examples of
No.
that from some people in the community, and the kids do notice that. They have picked up on that, and it's a shame. So
You know,
hopefully we can.
They really do take notice. I mean,
They
even the
do.
little bitty ones. So I
They
have a
do.
4-year-old, my sister's grandson. But anyhow, he notices the sign. I mean, he notices all the signs, and he wants to know the names on the signs. And then, you know, and every time that we drive by, there's always something positive to say about each one of those signs that we see.
Yeah.
You know, so we really need to work with making sure that our kids are seeing the good. I
Yeah.
mean, there's always going to be the bad and the ugly, but we really want to promote the
Okay.
right.
positive. Yeah.
You know, and the way that I've been created is I have always been one of those that I will defend those that are being bullied.
Yeah.
I don't care who they are. Even if they think differently than me,
Mhm.
I will always defend that. I cannot stand to see people getting mistreated, being talked about. I don't like that. I think there's no place for it.
You know, one thing, since we're talking about teachers, I don't care what school you're in or what grade your kids are in, or if you don't have kids but you've got a favorite friend who's a teacher. their classrooms have a lot of needs, and
Yes.
everything
Yeah.
should be coming out of the teacher's pocket. Whether it is your child, your friend, your friend's child that you just love the child, and you know your honorary, your real auntie, find out what's on the teacher's Amazon list.
Yeah.
Most teachers have an Amazon wish list for their classroom. If not, send them a text message and say, hey, why don't you pick 3 books off Amazon for $7, $8,
Right.
10 max. You can get a book or 2 from Amazon and have it shipped directly to the classroom. Those kids love getting
Yeah.
new books.
You know, that is so true. I
Just make
taught
sure they're appropriate.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's what you asked the teacher, and she was
Sorry.
giving the appropriate lists.
And I taught catechism for several years. And I'm going to tell you what, I have told everyone that's a teacher, I have such a new respect for teachers because I did it one day a week, you know, for the school year. And let me tell you what, I can't believe the work that went into teaching
Yeah,
just
teaching's
1
hard.
hour. And I did follow my daughter from first grade up to her 8th year of school, 8th grade. But anyhow, just the time, the effort, the organization that it takes, I really have a lot of respect for these teachers out there. And I
Yes.
agree, let's help them out because
Yeah.
I took a lot of supplies in myself. The church
Oh,
gave
yeah.
you so much money, you were funded so much, and then, you know, everything else that I wanted to do, you know, pulled out of my own pocket or somebody else would,
I
you
think
know.
all of us here have
Oh, yeah.
been very active. You know, I was, my goodness, I can't tell you the countless hours with, running the ball games and boosters and cheerleading and wrestling and everything. Just, I felt like we traveled all the time. But
Yeah,
there are so many different facets to the school, and we all know that. It takes teamwork. But you know, the school board is, our job, when we're elected, is to be a liaison between the community and the education system and ensure that, you know, everything is, their curriculum is appropriate. We look at the fiscal responsibilities and,
We're not going there yet, that's number 3.
okay, we won't
Okay.
talk about that yet. But I think this all stems back to really, I mean, we have people that have impacted our lives.
Oh, yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
And we need to further with that, with this current generation. Good memories, good thoughts, good examples to the next generation. That's leadership.
And if you're sitting there thinking, I would love to help out a teacher and you don't know one, hey, leave a message at the bottom. We'll find you a teacher that can use some books for the
Yeah,
classroom.
that's true, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, we are with April, Mary, and Amy. I got them in the right order that time. And this is episode 2 of the Lansing Ladies with On Watch Kansas, talking to Tracy. Thank you.